Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to share how I incorporate pops of color into my wardrobe. Especially after I revealed this yellow Birkin, I've been getting some questions on how would I style it, would I wear it in the winter months, and if so, how would I style it with those thicker layers. And so today I want to share my tips for incorporating these kinds of pops of color. There's no science to it really, but especially as somebody who has a predominantly neutral wardrobe, I just wanted to share how I switch out some of the colors or switch out some of the pieces in my outfit to make sure the whole look is very wholesome and it doesn't seem like the pop of color is really like popping a little too much. These are just some of the things I keep in mind as I put my outfits together. Of course, there are really no rules when it comes to fashion. I say just wear whatever makes you comfortable. I will try to insert a lot of pictures of outfits that I have actually worn so that you can see what I'm talking about. But I'm not trying to say that you have to get all of the items that are specifically in my outfit. It's more actually, if you take a look at your own wardrobe, you're likely to have some of these pieces already there. So it's just pulling them out and piecing them all together. So I'll do my best to highlight what some of those key points are. So my first tip is to start with a neutral outfit or a neutral base. Now, this probably makes very common sense that, if you have something that you want to pop in your outfit, that you would subdue some of the other colors that are going on in your outfit. But the one twist that I would add to that is to think about incorporating the tones that are appropriate for your pop of color. So for example, you could start off with a black and white outfit, kind of like what I'm wearing today. I have a white top or a cream top and a black skirt on the bottom. And you could easily, of course, add another black jacket because it's colder outside, like add a black jacket and then wear this bag. And the look would be cohesive in its own way. But what I like to do, especially because this is a yellow color, I don't really want it to pop like it's, if you think about a whole page in a book, right? I don't want it to seem like there was just like one line that got highlighted. I feel like that kind of breaks up the outfit and it doesn't seem as cohesive to me. So another neutral color that I like to incorporate into the whole look would be tan or camel or beige, depending on what kind of colors you already have in your wardrobe. For the outfit example that I have, I wore the same top. I wore this top with black pants, and on top I threw a beige or tan colored trench. It was a very light trench, but that tan color also brings in some more warmth. It's not so like black and white. And that tan color brings in some additional warmth and it balances out some of the hues that would be in the overall outfit. So we can imagine this whole outfit where I'm just in all black, right? I can wear all black and carry this bag. It will still pop. But sometimes I feel like that contrast is a little too jarring that it really makes just this one bag pop. Sometimes I'm in the mood for that, but sometimes I want outfits that have more dimension to them. So I incorporate some more of those tones in there to bring that together. If you had like a green Birkin, you could bring in some tones of gray as well because it's cooler. It could work well with some of the cooler undertones in a green. If you have a bright blue, then you can wear some darker navy to tie in some of that color. The actual clothing items on my body are still based on a very, very neutral palette because we still want the bag to pop. But we're just expanding that neutral base to include some other hues as well, like tan, camel, gray, or some shades of navy. My next tip is to think about complementary colors. So we have a whole color wheel, if you will, and we have our primary colors and then the secondary colors, their tertiary colors, and a whole bunch of other colors. On that wheel, typically what's opposite from each of the colors would be considered a complementary color. Again, I don't stick to all of the rules because you remember way back when people were saying you can't wear black with navy, and I do that all the time. So but at least having some foundation in color theory is helpful because then you're intentionally breaking the rules. for my yellow Birkin, for example, I have blue twillies on here as a complementary color. It is a contrasting color. It helps that the twilly has some yellow peaks of yellow in there as well. The twilly itself is a contrasting color, so I like to tie that blue tone into my outfit so that the whole look can be very cohesive. As an example, I have a look that I wore when it was warmer out, so I'm still just wearing a t-shirt, but it was a white t-shirt, a animal print skirt that was in a blue tone, which actually kind of matched with this twilly here, and then I carried this bag. And that's a pretty fail-proof way of incorporating pops of color, because you are bringing it in with the base of a color that you already know go well together. Blue and orange go well together, green and purple go well together. So there are a whole bunch of colors that you can take a look at. My next tip is to be mindful of the tones of your colors when you are matching them together. I'm not an expert in color theory, but this is how I think about tones. Like if we think about lipsticks, right? If you think about a pink lipstick, there's not just one pink lipstick, right? There are like 50,000 shades of pink lipsticks, because there are some that lean more coral, which means there was a little bit of orange that was added to it. There are some that lean more red. There are some that are what we call blue tone, because they have a very cool undertone to them. And then there are some that are a little more peachy, and they have warmer undertones in them, right? So if we think about all of those different colors, it's in a broad category of pink, but they have very, very different tones. So the same thing happens when we move out of the realm of makeup and into clothes. The colors in there will have their own tones. And so there can be a yellow that is like electric yellow, super bright, almost like a highlighter, like super, super bright. Then you can have a yellow that has a little bit more green in it, so it looks more like it could be a lime color, right? Or there are yellows that could be darker than this one, much more of like a deeper mustardy color, or one that has more tan in it, so it became more of a beigey, yellowy color. When you take a look at the colorful item that you want to use as a pop of color, just take a moment to figure out what kinds of tones you think are running through that. Is it a really bright color? Is it a darker color? Is it muted? Does it feel like it's more like earthy? Then in that case, you'd want to wear other items that mimic that similar tone. So for example, I consider this yellow bag to be a pretty true yellow, but it's not the brightest yellow. It's a little bit on the warm, earthy side. It has a little bit of a golden tone to it. So then I would think of analogous colors to be jewel tone colors. So we have our greens that are like a little bit darker and jewel-like, our purples that look a little bit like the deeper amethyst and not the super light amethyst. And we have blue tones that, when we consider blue tones to be jewel tone, it would be like looking like really, really intense, dark sapphire, right? So then I would make sure to match this with an item that has that kind of tone. In my closet, I have this blazer that is a green color, and it's what I would categorize as like a jewel tone green. It's a little bit darker, deeper. It's not like a bright forest green. It's not an apple green. It's a little darker and like muted, if you will. So then I put that together with, again, other neutral colors in there. So just like a gray top with some skinny jeans, and that was the whole outfit, where the bag can still pop. I am wearing some other colors to balance it out, and the outfit, in my opinion, is pretty wholesome and cohesive. So my last tip is matching color with color. And I don't mean having an entirely monochromatic look of like all head to toe, all yellow. What I mean is to actually not necessarily restrict yourself to only looking at neutral colors when building out your outfit, and instead thinking of adding other colorful pieces to that outfit and seeing if they all mesh together. So admittedly, in my wardrobe, I don't have a lot of colorful pieces. I have a pretty neutral palette throughout, but I do have this salmon colored coat, as it is another item that is pretty bright and is a kind of standout piece on its own. I thought it would be interesting if I tried to wear it in an outfit with this yellow bag. I think they worked well together. Me being me, I couldn't introduce a lot more color after that. I was kind of maxed out at like 2 different colors. So the rest of the outfit was pretty neutral, just jeans and an oatmeal color sweater. But I still think the 2 colors, even though they were pretty bright on their own, went well together. Again, here, each of the items are not necessarily a primary color. Each one is not necessarily super bright on their own, and because of that, I think it's easier to match with other colorful pieces, because it won't seem like everybody is really screaming and trying to grab your attention, but rather it's just a colorful outfit, you know, an outfit that has more colorful elements to it. And sometimes I match yellow and orange together. They're really close to each other on the color wheel, so they're not necessarily complementary colors. But in that case, I'll use those additional colors to bring in some other dimensions of that color family into my outfit. If you have other colorful pieces in your wardrobe, then I would take them out and just place them against whatever, you know, colorful handbag or shoes you have that you want to try it out with, and just give it a shot. Sometimes you might be pleasantly surprised with some of the colorful items actually going pretty well together. That way, I think you can find some fun, creative ways to incorporate colors from the wardrobe that you already have. Alright, so that's everything. I hope you found this video helpful. These are just the considerations that I make as I'm building an outfit together, and I have, you know, a bag or some shoes or even some kind of clothing item that I think stands out a little bit more, and I want that to be the pop of color. I do fully plan on wearing my yellow Birkin during the colder months, so I will continue to put different outfits together and I will share them on Instagram. So I would love if you can also follow me on Instagram, because it's a platform where it's easier for me to share more like everyday updates, and then you can also see a lot more of my outfit ideas on there. If you have any tips for how you incorporate color in your wardrobe, I would love to hear those down below in the comments. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram, and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content, I post new videos every Sunday, and sometimes there are little bonus videos during the week. So if you'd like to be one of the first to know, feel free to subscribe. So until next time, bye!